Hello. I am gonna unmute you all. He's on here. Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey there.
Hi. Okay, I'm just gonna position where we are. Okay.
Hey, Krista, you thought of doing a foam roller class if people have it at home?
Say that again?
Have you thought of doing a foam roller class if people have one?
Oh, I totally can. Hoping people do have one.
I do. I'd love it.
Yeah. Maybe I can record one. Actually, that's a really good idea. Thanks, Leslie.
Cool. Sure.
Can you guys see Laura Beth nice and centered there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So she has a couple minutes. So we'll just sit tight.
And how's the volume when I speak like this? Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Yep.
And then once we begin, I'll put everyone back on mute to avoid that UFO sound. There's a weird UFO echo.
Krista is going to be practicing with you all over on the side. And so if you have blocks, if you have 2 blocks, that would be great. Does everyone have blocks?
I have 1 block.
Okay. Does everybody have at least 1 block?
Yeah, I have 1 block and a bolster.
Okay.
Ooh, you're fancy, a bolster. I just have 2 blocks.
Okay.
All right, guys, we'll get started. I'm just going to put you guys on mute, and we can unmute at the end. Have a great class. And boom.
Ooh, Kitty.
So welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining me here. So we're going to start in a comfortable seat. I like to sit on a block. Just helps to raise my sit bones. It takes the pressure off the knees and helps to elongate the back, especially that lower back a little bit. So if that feels good for you, maybe you can come onto a block right now. And then we're going to bring our hands into a mudra. So you're going to take your thumbs into your palms and then just wrap the 4 fingers around just gently and just rest them onto the thighs. So we're coming into what is called Adi Mudra, which the best translation from Sanskrit would be primordial, so the first or the foundation. So go ahead and bring your eyes to close. Starting to tune into your breath. And as you do that, draw the shoulders up towards your ears on an inhale, and then exhale through the mouth, release the shoulders down and back. I'm going to do that again. Inhaling, rolling the shoulders up. Exhale, release. And one more inhale. And exhale. Just allowing the elbows to be nice and relaxed. And now with the eyes closed, allow the torso to just rock forward and backward. So that you can find that alignment where the spine is more directly over the pelvis. It may even require you drawing the lower abdominals in just slightly in order to keep the spine nice and elongated. And then tuning into the sensations of the mudra. You're going to notice as you inhale that the breath, the air, the prana, is directed down. So again, to that foundation. And so as you inhale, you're going to experience more of the breathing in the lower abdominals there, even down to the pelvic region. And of course, as you exhale, the stomach gently contracts. So just take a few breaths to tune into the sensations of this mudra. So we've been experiencing a challenging and one of the most unique weeks of our lives for sure. And I've noticed that if I'm not intentional about my practice of grounding, that I can easily get lost in the sensationalism, the hype, the panic. And so coming into a mudra such as this, it helps to ground, it helps to bring the energy down toward the earth. And then from here, let's go ahead and bring our hands into Anjali Mudra, the heart center, hands in prayer, allowing those thumbs to just gently rest on the sternum. And in Anjali Mudra, you notice how the air now starts to move up into the chest, the heart area, those side ribs expanding on the inhalation. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free. May the thoughts, words, and actions of my own life contribute to that happiness and freedom for all. And I invite us as we move through our practice to dedicate our practices to that, to the healing of our world, the love that we're sending out to our communities. And we're going to begin by chanting a single Om. So receiving your inhale. And then gently blinking open the eyes. And as you inhale, extend that prayer up towards the sky, lengthening both sides of the body, shoulders towards the ears. Exhale to the mouth, open the arms. Let's do that again. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale. And one more time. Inhaling. And exhaling. Taking the fingertips to the mat. Inhale the right arm up towards the ear. You're going to exhale over to the left, planting that left hand down. And as you inhale, find a lot of length along that right side body. And then as you exhale, fold over any amount. And then reach down with that right sit bone, creating even more length along the sideways there. And if it's comfortable, you can take that shoulder down, spinning open the side body a little bit, taking the gaze sideways or up. So continuing to inhale and lengthening, exhaling, fold, inhale, and exhale. And then inhale, allow the arm to guide you back up as you extend now that left arm up, folding over to the right. Lengthening on the inhales, folding on the exhales. And again, now we reach downward with the left sit bone, drawing that shoulder away from the ear, spinning open the heart. Inhaling, Exhaling. Inhale. And exhale. And then inhale, coming back up. Good. And then just take the hands to the thighs, rolling the shoulders back. And rolling the shoulders forward. We're gonna do a little more intentional release of the shoulders and the neck here, because if you're anything like me, all of this panic and stress, I hold it right here like this. So let's see if we can release it a little bit. So we're gonna take the gaze over the right shoulder and move your head to its maximum rotation. And as you do that, I want you to find a fixed point on the wall, a piece of furniture perhaps, where your gaze rests when the head is at its maximum rotation. And then back over to the other side, to the left, doing the same thing. And then coming back to the center. Inhale, reach the arms out to the side, and as you exhale, you're gonna cross the right arm over the left, winding the forearms together, bringing the palms to press. Now, if this feels straining, you can also just keep the palms back to back here. So we're coming into Garuda arms or eagle arms. So I want you to draw the shoulders away from the ears, and then allow that bottom elbow to lift up just about so it's parallel to the earth. From here, we're gonna inhale, taking those elbows up towards the sky, just creating a small arch in the upper spine. And then as you exhale, you're gonna draw those elbows towards the chest here. Good. Inhale, those elbows come back up. Exhale, rounding, allowing those elbows to really move down here. Inhale, feeling the stretch in the lats under the shoulders there. Exhale, round. And we're gonna do one more of those. Inhale. And exhale. And then inhale, coming back to neutral. As you exhale, you're gonna tick-tock those hands over to the left as you draw the right shoulder to meet the right ear. And then inhale back to center. Exhale, those hands move over to the right as the left shoulder meets the left ear. Inhaling center. Exhale, right shoulder lifts. Inhale. Exhale. So the hands are opposite the lifted shoulder. Inhale. Exhale, really releasing that left shoulder down here. Inhaling. Exhaling, probably feeling some heat in those shoulders now. We're going to do one more to each side. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And then inhale back to center. Allow the arms to release like a rag doll. It's the best part. Then you're going to draw the shoulders again back here, rolling them back. And then rolling them forward. Good. And let's just change the cross of the legs for this next one. Just working different synapses in the brain now. Okay, and so now we're going to inhale, reach those arms out, and this time we're crossing the left over the right. Winding the forearms together, bringing the palms to press if possible. Again, we draw the shoulders away from the ears and we lift that lower elbow so it's roughly parallel to the earth. And then on the inhale, those elbows lift again. Exhaling, round. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And one more of these. Inhale. And exhale. And then inhale back to center as we exhale. The hands tick-tock over to the right now as the left shoulder meets the left ear. Inhale, center, and exhale. So as you're engaging that ujjayi breath, that slight aspiration in the back of the throat, I want you to think about focusing your breath on any areas of tightness or tension. Helping to release the muscles in the shoulder and the neck. We're going to do one more each side here. And then back to center and release. And then once again, we're going to roll those shoulders back. Rolling the shoulders forward. And then let's take that assessment again and see if it helps. See if you can see a little further behind you as you turn your head all the way over to the right. And then again, over to the left. And then back to center. Did you see a difference? Okay, so let's go ahead and come onto our hands and knees. Starting to move the whole body now. So aligning the hips over the knees, the shoulders over the wrists. We're gonna do a little more of a dynamic cat-cow. So I want you to tuck your toes as you inhale. Take the sit bones back towards the heels. Allow those elbows to bend back a little bit. Arching the back, keeping the gaze forward. And then as you exhale, press into those hands. Drawing now the shoulders back over, hips back over. Release the toes. Draw navel towards the spine, crown of the head down. So inhale, tucking here, taking the sit bones back. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, really bending those elbows, and as you press into the earth, allowing that energy of the earth to move up into the body. One more time, inhale, and exhale. Good, coming back to center. Go ahead and extend that right leg behind you. Keeping the ball of the foot on the floor, reaching back through the heel, so feeling that nice stretch in the calf, and again, engaging that Ujjayi breath. Focusing in on that calf muscle. And then we're gonna cross that foot over to the left, keeping the ball of the foot on the floor, heel raise, and gaze over that left shoulder. And then coming back to the center, releasing that knee down. Let's extend now the left leg back. Once again, reaching back through the heel here. And then crossing the foot over to the right, gaze over that right shoulder now. And then coming back to center, releasing the knees. Now go ahead and separate the knees mat width apart. Bring the big toes to touch and take the sit bones back into child's pose. Walking those hands out here, allowing the forehead to rest on the mat. If you need a little height, you can always bring a block underneath the forehead here. A pillow or bolster, whatever you might have there. And as you're holding here, releasing, I want you to walk the hands forward a little bit as you send the sit bones back, so finding a lot of length. And then we're gonna come back into our mudra here. So the thumbs move in, and we wrap those 4 fingers around, and just release. And as you are holding here, I just want you to really allow that stomach to release, right? On that inhalation, that stomach just, fills up. You have plenty of space there. Nobody's watching. And then you can allow that stomach to draw back in. Just really feeling the grounding here. Having most of our body touching the earth. Good, and then let's come back up to all fours. We're gonna walk the hands out slightly as we tuck the toes, sending the sit bones towards the heels, and then back into your first downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And then from here, you can bicycle out the legs, drawing the shoulders away from the ears and down the back. Really pressing down and forward with the palms of the hands so that we're not falling into the wrists. Maybe moving the hips from side to side. I'm feeling a little stretch down that IT band there. And then inhale, bend the knees. And as you exhale, you're gonna undulate forward. Extend those legs, rolling the spine forward, taking the shoulders over the wrists. Good, and then release the knees, inhale. And then as you exhale, those elbows bend back as you come all the way down to the earth. Keeping the shoulders lifted, point the toes, inhale again. As you exhale, let's roll the shoulders back, just coming into baby cobra here. Good, and then release, inhale. Exhale, we draw that stomach in, protecting that lower back, so maybe a little bit different breathing here than what you're used to. Inhale as we release. Exhale, that stomach draws in, and release. Good, another inhale here. As you exhale, I want you to press into the hands, draw the sit bones towards the heels, tucking the toes, and then back into downward facing dog. And then we're just going to simply inhale, extending the right leg behind you, close 3-point dog, and then exhale, draw the knee into the chest as you place that right foot by the right thumb, releasing the back knee down. Untucking the toes. You can take blocks here if you would like on either side. But we're gonna come up into a low lunge posture here. And so I want you to take the hips so that they're a little more over the knee, right? And we're gonna do sort of a cat-cow here. So we're gonna inhale, allow the hips to move forward, draw the shoulders back, gaze moves up and forward, right, really opening. And then as you exhale, round, taking that tailbone down here so that you can feel that nice stretch in the hip flexor right here, that left hip flexor. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, coming back, taking the hands down. We're gonna tuck the back toes under, extend that back leg up. And if you have a block, you can take it underneath that left hand. You can also just keep the hand on the earth. We're gonna take the right hand to the right thigh. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, press into that right hand, taking a nice open twist. Over to the right here. Now you can always drop that back knee at any time. If you want a little more stretch in the shoulder, you can extend that right arm up towards the sky. You can also internally rotate it, taking it for a bind, really opening the shoulder here. And then I want you to draw that right hip back just a little bit more. You're gonna feel that right hip fire up a little bit so that we can stretch it a little bit later. And then reach that arm back up towards the sky. If it's bound, go ahead and come back down to the earth, removing any blocks and stepping back to downward facing dog. Bicycling it out here. And then inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, rolling forward into that plank. Inhale, drawing the navel up. Exhale, release. All the way down to the earth. Inhale, point the toes. Exhale, rolling back into baby cobra. Good. Inhale, release. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then inhale, extend the left leg behind you. Close 3-point dog. Exhale, draw that knee into the chest as we place the left foot by the left thumb. Inhale, lengthening through the spine. Exhale, release that back knee down. Taking the hands up to the thigh here. Again, taking those hips back for a second. And then we'll start a cat-cow here. So inhale, arching the back. Exhale, rounding. Tucking that tailbone under, feeling the stretch in that right hip flexor. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Inhale back to the center, releasing the hands down. Again, if you want to take a block, you can take it underneath that right hand. Tuck the back toes under and lift the back knee, or keep it down, taking the hand to the left thigh. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, press into that hand as you turn open towards the left. And again, if you want to extend the arm up, you can take the same variation you took on the other side. Maybe take it behind you for that bind. Really rolling the shoulder back. Drawing now that left hip back in space. Feeling it working for you here. Just building some heat so we can really find some stretching later. And then reaching the arm back up, taking the hand back down here, removing the block, and stepping back downward facing dog. Again, bicycling it out here. And then inhale, bend the knees. And exhale, roll forward into plank. Inhale. And exhale, release all the way down. Inhale, point the toes. Exhale, roll the shoulders back. Good. Inhale, release. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. And then from here, let's just bend the knees and begin to walk the feet towards the top of the mat. Taking the feet underneath the hips here, so keeping them a little wide. And allowing the torso to just fill from the pelvis. Right, so you can just feel the nice release of the lower back, feeling the stretching there. If it feels good to take opposite elbows and maybe pendulum swing back and forth. And the knees are gently bent, so we just want to move to the edge of stretch right now as we continue to warm up a little. Being gentle with ourselves. So important right now. And then allow those arms to release back down to the earth. Inhale, bend the knees. As you exhale, press into those feet and just roll up one vertebra at a time, coming all the way up to stand. Good. So coming into Tadasana here. So if you practice with your feet together, bringing them together. I typically practice with mine under my hips. It just feels more solid and stable. So from here, I want you to lift the toes, really spread them wide, and then ground through the front two corners of the feet and into the heels, right? And then release the toes down, drawing up on those inner arches. And as you do that, you're gonna feel the muscles of the legs begin to engage. That's that deep inner core meridian, right? The core actually starts at the balls of the feet, if you didn't know that. And so from here, as you feel that engagement, then notice the pelvis. So if you have hyperlordosis like me, this is my natural stance, right? I just have a little significant sway back. So what I need to do is it helps me to draw my navel in a little bit to get a little more of an even tilt, right? So finding more of an even tilt, there is supposed to be a little bit of an arch, right? And then inhale, draw the shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale, release the shoulders down. Let's do that again. Inhale, draw the shoulders up. Exhale through the mouth. And one more time, inhale. Just releasing the weight here. Extending the fingertips towards the earth, gaze towards the horizon. And then we're going to inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. And exhale, bring the hands to a prayer. As you fold forward, those knees are slightly bent, coming to the forward fold again here. Inhale, lengthening through the spine. And then as you exhale, just step back, downward facing dog. From here, we're going to inhale, extend that right leg behind us once again, close three-point dog. And then as we exhale, drawing that knee into the chest, placing the right foot by the right thumb. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. On your exhale, I want you to draw the right hip back and left hip forward. It's like you're scissoring the inner thigh so that the pelvis is nice and square. Another deep inhale. And then as you exhale, draw the pelvic floor in and up, the navel in and up, coming up into that high lunge here. So in the high lunge, we are keeping the pelvis nice and square so that that knee may need to be a little bit bent in order to accomplish that, right? And then from here, we're just going to open that back foot, release the heel down, coming into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2 pose. So in Warrior 2, let's look down and see if we can see the big toe. And if not, maybe we can open that knee so that we're feeling that nice stretch down the inner thigh there. And also, are the shoulders rising up towards the ears? Release the shoulders. And press into the outer edge of that left foot. Gazes towards that right middle finger. Breathing here. And then let's turn that right palm up, taking it back for Peaceful Warrior. So the arm, the left arm can reach down, the leg, if you want to bring it into a line behind you. And just feel the nice stretch along that right side body once again. Good. Inhale, coming back up. Let's extend that right leg as we prepare for Trikonasana. So we're going to draw that right hip back in space as we reach towards the front of the room, taking the hand down to the shin, reaching that left arm up towards the sky. Now you can take the hand to the shin or to a block or the floor, but I want you to really focus on lengthening both sides of the body and then opening the heart towards the sky. Right? So I'm more interested in you finding a lot of space and possibility with the torso here, and that may mean that the hand needs to come up. Right? So you can find a lot of opening, freeing here. Inhaling, lengthening again. Exhaling, opening towards the sky here. And even keeping a micro bend so that quadricep remains engaged. And then taking the gaze down, bend to that right knee as you come back up to Virabhadrasana 2. Good. And then we're just going to windmill the hands down to the earth. Step back to downward facing dog. You can always stay here if you want to move through the vinyasa. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, rolling forward into plank. Inhale here. Exhale, release all the way down. Inhale, pointing the toes. Exhale, rolling up. We're going to hold here on the inhale, really filling the chest here. Good, and then exhale in one fell swoop, moving back to downward facing dog. And then inhale, extend the left leg behind you, close three-point dog. Exhale, drawing the knee into the chest, placing that left foot by the left thumb. Inhale, lengthen the spine, but square the pelvis on that exhale. Draw the left hip back, the right hip forward. One more inhale here, and then exhale, rolling up. Once again, into that high lunge, the back knee perhaps bent. So warrior one variation with the heel raised actually for Anjaneyasana. And then from here, we're gonna now roll that right heel down, opening. So I'm just gonna turn around so you can see me here. So opening here, again, finding that big toe so that we can find that nice stretch along the inner thigh there, pressing to the outer edge of that right foot now. And seeing, I noticed that my body is sort of leaning forward, right? Sort of reaching into the future. What does it look like if I can come back to the present, right? Aligning that torso right over the pelvis, right? There's a lot of fear about what's happening. What happens when we can bring ourselves to the present and breathe, right? We have more power over our feelings. Taking the gaze again to that left middle finger here. And then let's turn that left palm up, taking it back for peaceful warrior, taking that variation with the arm, if you took it on the other side in that bind. Again, feeling the nice stretch along left side body here. And then inhale, coming back up, extending that left leg, and then drawing the left hip back, taking the hand down to the shin or a floor on the block on the outside of that left foot, reaching right arm up towards the sky now. So inhale, lengthening both sides of the body. Exhale, opening the heart towards the sky. Gaze moves up if it's comfortable for the neck. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Taking the gaze down to the earth, bending that left knee as you come back to Virabhadrasana 2 here. And then we're going to go ahead and windmill the hands back down to the earth. Step back to your downward facing dog. Bicycle it out. You can either rest here or inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, roll forward into plank. Inhale. Exhale, release the knees, the body all the way to the earth. Inhale, point the toes. Exhale, rolling up here again. We're going to hold on the inhale, filling the chest. Exhale, all the way back, this time to child's pose. Widening the legs, taking sit bones to the heels, releasing the forehead down, and once again, feeling the connection with the earth. And if it feels good, you can come back into Adi Mudra, or just extend those fingers, really grabbing the earth, sort of noticing what you need right And then slowly making your way back up to your seat. We're gonna go ahead and come on to our seats here. So let's have a seat extending the legs out in front. Shaking it out a little bit. Good. And then from there, go ahead and bend the knees, bringing the feet to the earth. And we're just gonna release down to the floor to a count of 5. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reaching those arms overhead, lengthening through the heels here, flexing the feet. Good, and then we're gonna walk the hands and the feet over to the right side of the mat. And you might wanna grab the left wrist with the right hand, feeling a nice stretch along that left side body. And if it's comfortable, you can also cross that left foot over the right. So coming into a crescent moon shape on the earth. And then moving over to the other side, doing the same thing. So those feet walk over now to the left. That right foot crosses over, and that left hand maybe grabs the right wrist, helping to facilitate a little more space on that right side body. And then coming back to the center here. We're gonna bend the knees once again, taking the hands down towards the seat. We're gonna prepare for Setu Bandhasana, for bridge pose. So you're gonna draw the feet so that they're roughly hip width apart, and then draw the heels close enough that you can touch them with your middle finger. You wanna get them in a little closer there. And then pressing the hands down onto the earth. You're gonna inhale. As you exhale, draw the pelvic floor in and up, Mula Bandha, the navel in and up, Uddiyana Bandha, and then allow the sit bones to move off of the earth. So you're pressing into those arms as the sit bones lift. Now, if it's comfortable and you'd like to move on, you can roll the shoulders underneath the body, clasping the hands, really finding a lot of opening in the chest here. So the gaze remains up. You don't want to move the neck side to side here. And the arching really comes from the arms. So as you press the arms into the earth, that really helps to send the chest towards the chin. The chin remains neutral. And notice if those knees are tracking out. See if you can draw them back in. Feeling a nice stretch in those shoulders especially. Good, and then from there, you're gonna release the shoulders. Allow the spine to move back to the earth, upper, middle, lower back. And then take the feet, move them to the edges of the mat, and then windshield wiper the knees from side to side. Good, we're gonna do one more of those. So setting back up. Placing the hands on the earth. Inhale. Exhale, engage the bandhas as you come up into that bridge. And if moving on, you can go ahead and roll those shoulders underneath. Trying to keep those knees tracking forward. Pressing the arms into the earth. Feeling the opening of the chest here. So important for us to remain in our heart spaces through all of this. So easy to get lost in the head space for sure. And then release, allowing the shoulders to move out, the spine to slowly move back to the earth. Taking the feet to the edges of the mat once again, rocking feet from side to side. And then we're gonna take a block. And we're gonna place it underneath the sacrum. So coming back to the position that you were in, right? So still taking those feet back up towards the heels, back up towards the middle finger. But as you lift up, you're gonna take a block and you can either take it into this setting or into this setting. I don't wanna take it too much, right? But depending on the length of your legs, you may want to go, if you have long legs, maybe do the higher setting, right? And you're going to place it underneath the sacrum. The sacrum is the pelvic area, so it's not the spine, the lumbar spine. It's the very lowest part of the spine that's fused together there. So a nice firm foundation, right? And then from here, what I want you to do, allow the palms to now face up. And then take the right knee towards the chest, and then the left. And then from here, you can pause right here. You're already in an inversion. Maybe this feels really nice. If you want to go ahead and extend the legs, you can do that as well. Just coming into a supported, it's actually like a supported shoulder stand. Okay. And you can also, if you want to bend the knees, sort of rock from side to side. Sometimes that feels really nice just to kind of massage the SI joints there. You're closing the eyes here for a moment, allowing the inversion to do its magic. So allowing the blood flow to release, to reverse. Perhaps feeling some tingling in the legs when that kind of happens. Just observing here. Yoga is such a wonderful teacher in observation rather than judgment. Just sort of noticing what's happening rather than labeling it. Also a really useful tool for right now in these challenging times. And then bending the knees, placing one foot on the floor and the other. Again, noticing the legs, noticing the tingling in the legs, maybe down into the feet here. And then press into those feet, lift the sit bones up. We're going to remove the block. And then we're going to roll now the legs all the way into the chest, hugging them in. And then you're going to separate the knees and circle them out. And then reverse that, so now circling them in. And if it's comfortable, you can rock and roll back up to sit or just roll over to the side and everybody meet back up. Good. Extending the legs out in front of you here. We're going to point and flex the toes. Good. And then from here, let's draw the right knee in, opening the knee out, placing the foot to the inside step of that left leg. We're going to flex the left foot here. And then inhale, lengthen. And then as you exhale, I want you to keep the torso lifted, but I want you to twist just a little bit so that the center of the chest is sort of marking the knee there, right? And then another inhale here. And then as you exhale, I just kind of want you to like lock down, right? It's a little easier for hips there, like to just kind of lock down. And then maybe if you have a strap, you can strap around the ball of the foot. You can also take the right hand over that left foot and then the left hand over that so that you can start to really draw the center of the chest, like taking that left hand to help you draw the center of the chest towards that knee, and then releasing here and holding. And we're going to hold here for 8 breaths. And you might want to continue to keep a slight bend in that knee to help protect the hamstring. So inhale. We'll say exhale for 2. Inhale. Exhale for 3. Inhale. Exhale for 4. Inhale. Exhale for 5. Inhale. Exhale for 6. Inhale. Exhaling 7. Inhale. Exhale 8. And then just walking those hands back up here. We're going to take that knee, lift it up, and with the leg extended, we're just going to cross that right foot over. And then taking the right hand behind you, inhale, lengthen that left arm up. Keep the arm lifted as you exhale. Draw the navel in and using those abdominals to twist over to the side here. Another deep inhale. And then as you exhale, you can take the elbow over. You can just take the hand here. If you are feeling a little more flexible, maybe you can take the hand over to the shin. But you're going to take the gaze over that right shoulder. And so every time you inhale, think of lengthening the spine. And then every time you exhale, you're drawing that navel in to create a little more space so that you can stretch back, moving a little further into that twist. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. And exhale. And then coming back to the center, we're going to come over to the opposite side. Place the hands by your hips here. And then you're going to allow that right knee to just open. And then from here, we're just going to bow forward. That foot may come back onto the earth. But with that knee opening, you may feel a little stretch down that right side body into that right hip here. And then pressing into those hands, coming back up. We're going to take the full counter twist. So that left hand moves behind you now. Just taking the gaze over that left shoulder. And then coming back to center. So let's uncross that foot, extend the leg, shake it out. And then now we're going to take the left foot, opening it out to the side, placing the foot to the center, or the thigh rather, on the right. Flexing that right foot. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, we twist the torso, moving the center of the chest towards the knee. Inhale again. And then as we exhale, we're just going to walk down. And so now maybe we take that left hand over the right foot and that right hand over. Inhaling, lengthening. Exhaling, twisting and folding, right, for one. Inhale. Exhale for two. Inhale. Exhale for three. Inhale. Exhale for four. Inhale. Exhale for five. Inhale. Exhale for six. Inhale. Exhale for seven. Inhale. Exhale for eight. Good, and then coming back up here. So we lift that left knee now and cross it over the right. We're going to take that left hand behind us now. Inhale, extend that right arm up. Using the abdominals, twist, keeping that arm up here. Exhale. Another deep inhale, lengthen, and exhale. Again, taking the elbow, the hand, or taking the hand all the way down the shin, but taking the gaze over that left shoulder now. Inhaling, lengthening. Exhaling, twist, drawing that navel in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And one more inhale. And exhale. And then coming back to the center, moving over to the other side. Again, we'll place those hands on the mat next to our hip area, allowing that left knee to open up now, and then folding over. Feeling the stretch on the left side body. And then coming back up, taking the full counter rotation. So gaze over the left shoulder now. I'm sorry, right shoulder. And then coming back to center. Extending that leg, shaking it out. Good. And then we're going to draw the hands under the knees, opening the knees out to the side, coming into Baddha Konasana. So in Baddha Konasana, we want to draw the heels towards the sit bones as is comfortable. And then take the hands to the ankles and keep the elbows pressing in. So allowing the elbows to use the inner thighs to open rather than pressing from the knees, which sometimes can hurt our knees if we're not careful. So from here, what I want you to do is we're going to rock back and forth. So trying to keep the sit bones on the earth as you rock. And if you do that, maybe you'll feel a stretch in that QL, that quadratus lumborum there. So you're just rocking back and forth. So the QL is one of those muscles that just needs a lot of love because it really protects our lumbar spine, connects our pelvis to our lower ribs. And sometimes we find it takes very specific stretches to kind of get into that area. And now from here, I want you to continue to wave, but we're going to start to wave forward. Right, coming down. And you can keep the hands right where they are, using those elbows to sort of press into those inner thighs. Or you can take the arms out in front of you. If you want to, again, touching the earth, feeling the earth here. And you can surrender to the pose, and by that I mean just allowing the forehead to release, maybe the forearms release on the earth. Or you can do what I call the turtle when I'm working with my kids. And what we do is we draw the earth towards us, taking the chest up, really feeling the stretch in those inner thighs, right? And if you want to make it more dynamic and flowy, you can start here, inhale, like a cat-cow, and then exhale, press the floor away, drawing the navel in and feeling the stretch in the lower back. So inhale, we pull the floor toward us. Exhale, we push it away. So whatever feels good for you, we're going to hold for another 5 breaths, inhaling. Exhaling for 1. Inhale. Exhale for 2. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And that's exhaling on the 5. And then coming back up. Taking the hands to the knees, drawing the knees up once again, extending the legs out, shaking out. Awesome. Okay, and then from there, once again, we're gonna bend the knees. This time we're gonna hug them in, and we're gonna, keeping them tight in, we're just gonna roll on the back. Here, right? And then maybe you can rock and roll a little bit, just kind of releasing some of what we just did. Good. 1 more. And then find your way onto your back once again. Good. Now taking the feet onto the earth, we're going to take the right foot and we're going to cross the ankle over that lower thigh there. And what I want you to do is I want you to take your hands, place them behind your head, like so. So with your hands behind your head, you're going to draw that left knee up, drawing that right hip toward you. And then from here, you're going to circle toward the right. So you're going to circle the right so that left knee is kind of circling in one direction. It actually doesn't matter what direction, right? Because we're going to circle the other in a minute. It's kind of stretching out that right hip there. And then go ahead and reverse it, going the other way. Good, and then coming back to stillness, draw that knee a little closer in. And you can keep your hands right where they are. If you're like, this feels like a really good stretch, just like this. Great, just leave it there. If you want to, you can also take the hands behind that left thigh, maybe using that right elbow to press out into that inner right thigh, creating a little bit more of a stretch. So just notice what feels good for you here, what feels releasing and opening. Does it feel like the muscles are struggling, right? They start to shake sometimes when they're being overstretched. Two more deep breaths. Good, and then release. So taking that left foot down, extend that right leg up, roll the ankle in one direction, roll it in the other. Good, and then release. We're gonna take that left ankle down over that lower right thigh, drawing that right knee up, taking the hands behind the head once again here, and then now we circle in one direction. We're gonna circle in the other direction. And then from here, coming to stillness and drawing that right knee in. Again, maybe this feels good just where it is. It feels like a nice stretch. That is great. And if you want to take the hands behind that right thigh, you're welcome to do that as well. That left elbow pressing to that inner left thigh, finding a little more opening there. Breathing once again as you breathe that Ujjayi breath, focusing in on that left hip area, helping it to release. We're holding so much these days. So important to really love those hips a bit. Good, and then just release down again, extend that left leg up towards the sky, rolling the ankle, and moving in the other direction. Good. And then taking the feet back down. We're gonna shift the hips over to the right side of the mat. So just place those feet, lift the hips up, and then shift them over to the right. And then draw the knees up and over to the left. And then you can keep your arms out to the side. You can bring in a sort of a goal post, but that gaze is gonna move over towards the right, so opposite the knees. And just breathing here, really starting to release the practice, closing the eyes even. And then slowly allowing those knees to come back up, feet on the floor. We're gonna shift those hips over to the left now, drawing the knees up and over to the right. So the knees are moving towards the navel there. And then gaze is over to the left now. And then we'll lift those knees back up to the center, squaring the hips now. And then drawing the knees to the chest, keeping them together as you roll them in one direction, roll them in another direction. And then coming into happy baby, allowing those knees to move towards the shoulders. You can pause here, but if you rock back and forth, you can give a nice massage to those kidneys and adrenals, those fight or flight, those adrenals, those fight or flights, and they definitely need a lot of love right now, yep. Okay, and then we're gonna extend the legs out, preparing for Shavasana, allowing the knees to splay open, the feet to splay open, and then allowing the hands to face upward towards the sky, down by the hips, and move the hands far enough away from the body so that the shoulders can just fully release and deeper. Closing the eyes here. And then take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling, release. One more time, inhaling through the nose. And exhale, fully letting go here. Scanning the body and Noticing if there are any areas that are still gripping, still holding. See if you can breathe into those areas. Maybe you need to shift the body a little bit, helping those muscles fully release. Swallowing to release the jaw. Releasing the muscles around the eyes and the forehead. And as you feel the body heavy and sinking toward the earth, feel the earth supporting you, feeling that foundation, fully releasing. Shavasana. Beginning to deepen your breath. Bringing your awareness back to the space. Bringing small movements to the fingers and the toes. And gently rocking the head from side to side. And then reaching up over the head with the arms, lengthening through the heels, waking up the light. And then drawing the knees to the floor, or the feet to the floor, and then the knees to the chest, hugging them in. And then slowly rolling over to the right side, pausing here for a moment. And then slowly making your way back up to a comfortable seated position. Moving back into Kasana, taking the hands to the heart center and into Anjali Mudra once again. Our prayer, Loka Samastha no. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace in our hearts, peace in our community, peace in our hearts. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you everyone for joining me. Have a blessed weekend. Stay safe.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you, you
too.
too.
Bye.